Yo, what's up everyone? So, if you're thinking about picking up a racing game and you're stuck between Forza Horizon 5 and Gran Turismo 7, I've been spending way too much time with both of these, and I'm gonna break down exactly which one you should get because honestly, they're almost like two completely different games, even though they're both racing games. So, stick around because by the end of this, you're gonna know which one is actually right for you.
Alright, let's start with the basics. Forza Horizon 5 is this massive, beautiful, open-world racing playground set in Mexico. You've got jungles, deserts, snow-capped mountains, beaches, the whole thing. It's a party, it's colorful, it's wild, and honestly, it's just pure fun. You can drive wherever you want, do crazy stunts, explore hidden barns with rare cars. It's designed for people who want to just vibe out and mess around with racing. Gran Turismo 7, on the other hand, that's a totally different vibe. It's a PlayStation exclusive, and it's more of a proper racing simulator. Think of it like Forza Horizon 5 is a loud guy at a music festival, and Gran Turismo 7 is like this super refined gentleman in a jazz club, you know? It's all about real racing tracks, learning the craft, tuning your cars to perfection. You've got this career mode called the Cafe, where you're basically leveling up your racing skills. It's structured, it's serious, it's about precision. So before we get into the numbers, just know these are fundamentally different experiences. One's about freedom and spectacle, the other is about mastery and realism. Let's talk about what these games look like, because both are genuinely stunning in their own ways. Forza Horizon 5 is on basically everything: Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and honestly, the art direction is insane. The environments are vibrant, saturated with color. When you're driving through those Mexican landscapes, it just pops off the screen. The car models look incredible. Ray tracing support on the newer consoles and PC makes everything crisp. On PS5 specifically, which just got the game this year, you're getting 60 FPS in performance mode, and it looks basically identical to Xbox. The quality mode gives you better foliage density, but dips to 30 FPS, so most people stick with performance. Real talk though, nothing touches the environmental skill that Forza pulls off. The world just feels massive and alive. Now, Gran Turismo 7, this is where the visuals get kind of crazy in a different way. It's optimized exclusively for PS5, and you can tell. The lighting is it's genuinely one of the best looking games ever made. The lighting simulation, the reflections on the cars, it's photorealistic. Your car looks like an actual car, not a video game car. The tracks are incredibly detailed. Real racing fans will recognize that GT7 nails the realism in a way that Forza, even with all its spectacle, just doesn't try to do. It's less about wow, more about this is actually how that would look. The game runs at 4K, and you can toggle between performance and ray tracing modes. The ray tracing mode is stunning, but it does dip to 30 FPS.
Here's where things get really different, and this matters a lot. Forza Horizon 5 is what I'd call arcade with respect. The driving physics are designed to be accessible, but still feel good. The handling is predictable, which is great when you're flying through a jungle at 200 miles per hour or doing some ridiculous jump off a cliff. Different cars feel different, and you can actually feel the weight shift. But it's not trying to be a hardcore sim. It's balanced perfectly for what Forza is. A playground game where you want to hit that accelerate button and have fun. Gran Turismo 7, completely different philosophy. This is simulation territory. The physics are genuinely advanced. When you're driving, you're feeling the road texture, the car's suspension responding to bumps on a wheel controller, and GT7 really shines with a wheel. The feedback is incredible. You can feel the limits of grip. The game uses computational fluid dynamics to simulate downforce changes. But here's the thing that might surprise you. If you're playing with a controller on the couch, Gran Turismo 7 is still super playable. You don't need a wheel. The assists help you out, and the game's actually really good at scaling difficulty. But once you get a wheel, it's a whole different ballgame, man. It becomes these incredibly immersive driving experience.
So you like collecting cars? Both games have you covered, but very differently. Forza Horizon 5 has over 900 cars, like nearly 1,000 vehicles. And I'm not exaggerating when I say you're constantly getting new cars. You finish a race, boom, another car. You're in a multiplayer event, boom, another car drops. It's insane. You've got everything from classic vintage rides to hypercars to ridiculous fantasy stuff. Plus, the game has these two massive expansions, Hot Wheels and Rally Adventure, which add whole new gameplay modes and areas to explore. Gran Turismo 7, 400 cars, which sounds like way less until you realize that GT7's approach is quality over quantity. Every car feels special because you're learning how to drive each one properly. There's this whole progression system where you're earning credits, buying the cars you actually want, tuning them, racing them. It feels more like you're building a real collection instead of just hoarding vehicles. And the game regularly gets updated with new cars, so there's always something fresh to grind for.
Both games let you customize and tune your cars, but again, totally different approach. Forza Horizon 5 is very accessible here. You can slap together some upgrades, pick some wild body kits, change your wheels, paint job, whatever. The tuning system is pretty straightforward. You want your car to go faster? Horsepower. You want it to turn better? Suspension. It's not complicated. This is perfect if you don't want to get bogged down in minutia and just want to modify your car and hit the road. Gran Turismo 7 goes deep. There are tuning categories I didn't even know existed. Suspension, differential, aerodynamics, transmission ratios. If you want to, you can spend hours dialing in a single car for a specific track. But here's what's cool. You don't have to. You can literally play the entire game without touching tuning. Just buy a car that fits the performance requirement for the race and go. The game doesn't force complexity on you. It's there if you want it, but it's optional. That said, if you're someone who loves the idea of taking a car and tweaking it until it's perfect, GT7 delivers that experience like nothing else.
All right, so how do you actually progress in these games? Forza Horizon 5 doesn't have a traditional career mode. It's more of a festival vibe. You've got these playlist events that rotate seasonally, races to enter, challenges to complete, and just the open world to explore. You unlock new areas, find hidden cars and barns, build your collection. There's a career of sorts with the different racing series, but it's pretty loose. You can jump into basically any event whenever you want. That freedom is the whole appeal. Some people love it, some people want more structure. Gran Turismo 7 has this cafe menu system, basically a single-player campaign where you're progressing through different challenges and earning licenses. It's structured, it's got progression, and it teaches you how to actually race properly. You're learning braking points, learning how different cars behave, leveling up your skills. Then there's the GT Sport mode, which is more competitive, and there are custom races where you can set up whatever you want. The career feels more traditional, more like you're learning to be a racer. It's got that RPG-like progression that scratches a certain itch.
Okay, real talk, here's how I'd break it down. You want freedom. You want to explore a massive, gorgeous open world at your own pace. You like collecting tons of cars and just messing around. You want something that's more about having fun than grinding. You play with the controller mostly and don't want to overthink things. You want seasonal updates and new content constantly. You're on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC and like having options. You're actually interested in learning how to race properly. You want a game that respects your intelligence and lets you go as deep as you want. You're willing to put in time to learn tracks and master cars. You want competitive multiplayer that actually means something. You've got a wheel or think you might get one. You like the idea of progression and leveling up racing skills. You're on PlayStation.
Real honest talk, if you've never played either and you just want something chill and fun, Forza Horizon 5. It's the more welcoming experience. But if you actually love racing and you want to get better, Gran Turismo 7 is special. Both games are incredible. I honestly can't say one is objectively better because they're trying to do completely different things. They succeed at what they're trying to do. It just depends on what you want from your racing game. And if you got the money, get both. They're different enough that you're not wasting your time.